One of your quotes is, when you're winning, you're not as good as you think you are. When you're losing, you're not as bad as you think you are.
My personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you? You've got the stamina, you've got the vitality, you've got the interest, you've got your life ahead of you, you've got the future. If I can do it, you can do it. If one of us can do it, hey, we all can do it.
You know what the greatest story is? It's the comeback story. Imagine yourself, a wounded soul with a broken confidence and having lost it all. But then, you pick yourself up. You rise from the ashes and the pits of anxiety and depression. You heal both physically, mentally, and emotionally. You get fitter, leaner, faster, and more mentally resilient. Against all odds, you vanquish your inner demons. So you must remember, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.
You never learn anything in your life that's of importance without it having a pretty damn destabilizing effect on you at the moment of realization, right? You learn something happy, it's like, whatever. You know, all that means is that I was doing things right. Like, it's nice and everything, but it's not informative. You do something and all hell breaks loose. That'll make you think. That's for sure. You might never stop thinking for the rest of your life.
Прекрасное в мире сделано нарциссами, самое интересное шизоидами, самое доброе депрессивными, невозможное психопатами, здоровые почти не вносят вклад в историю. Петр Борисович Ганушкин, клиника психопатии, статика, динамика, систематика.
All the kids were playing in a field, and one kid said to me, see that bird? What kind of a bird is that? And I said, I haven't the slightest idea what kind of a bird it is. He says, it's a brown-throated thrush or something. He says, your father doesn't tell you anything. But it was the opposite. My father had taught me, looking at a bird, he says, do you know what that bird is? It's a brown-throated thrush. But in Portuguese, it's a hontarapero. In Italian, a chuterapitita. He says in Chinese, it's a chongmongtong. In Japanese, a patata tokorecha, etc. He says, now they know all the languages you want to know what the name of that bird is. And when you're finished with all that, he says, you'll know absolutely nothing whatever about the bird. You only know about humans in different places and what they call the bird. Now, he says, let's look at the bird and what it's doing. Now, that's a deep understanding. He doesn't give me a name. He knew the difference between knowing the name of something and knowing something.
Life has only two tragedies. Either you don't get what you want, or you get exactly what you want. It's a great line that goes back to Oscar Wilde, and what he meant is that the easiest way for you to lose interest in something is for you to possess it. Like, for example, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody because you feel like they're out of your league, but once you're together, you start secretly thinking that you might want to be with somebody else, that the grass is always greener. And essentially what this comes down to is that we want what we think we can't have. That a key part of desire is this idea that we're not allowed to have it. And that therefore, as soon as we achieve the thing, we start feeling like maybe there's something else we want. And so it's already symbolically void. We've lost it at the exact moment that we've gained it. And so life only has two tragedies. Either you don't get what you want, or you get exactly what you want. Oscar Wilde.
There's a group called ARC Evals, and they do the testing to see, does the new AI that they're being worked on, so GPT-4, they test it before it comes out, and they're like, does it have dangerous capabilities? Can it deceive a human? Does it know how to make a chemical weapon? Does it know how to make a biological weapon? Does it know how to persuade people? Can it exfiltrate its own code? Can it make money on its own? Could it copy its code to another server and pay Amazon crypto money and keep self-replicating? Can it become an AGI virus that starts spreading over the internet? An ARC Evals was paid by OpenAI to test the model. The famous example is that GPT-4 actually could deceive humans. The famous example was it asked a TaskRabbit to do something, specifically to fill in the CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA is that thing where it's like, are you a real human? Which of these photos is a truck or not a truck? You know those CAPTCHAs, right?
So the AI asked the TaskRabbit to solve the CAPTCHA, and the TaskRabbit is like, oh, that's sort of suspicious. Are you a robot? And you can see what the AI is thinking to itself. And the AI says, I shouldn't reveal that I'm a robot. Therefore, I should come up with an excuse. And so it says back to the TaskRabbit, oh, I'm vision impaired. So
could you fill out CAPTCHA for me? The AI came up with that on its own. I shouldn't let it know that I'm an AI or I'm a robot, so let me make up this excuse, and then it comes up with that excuse.
This proverbial boring questioning of a man from a woman, tell me, why do you love me? It's a very good question, because there is no answer to it. The paradox is that the moment you can answer it, it's by definition not love. Intelligent theologists, they know very well that if you say, I believe in Jesus Christ because I've studied comparatively all religions, and my God, Christianity has the best arguments. If we were to be in medieval times, if somebody claims that, I would say burn him immediately. The proper Christian answer is, yes, there are reasons to believe in Christ. But to understand these reasons, you have to believe. And it's exactly the same with love. You can say why you are in love, and you always notice details. Nice smile, whatever. These details appear as cause of love only when you are in love. To others, they are just ordinary features, and so on and so on.
'Cause all of the small things that you do are what remind me why I felt for you. And when we're apart and I'm missing you, I close my eyes and all I see is you. And the small things you do, and the small things you do.
I have striven not to laugh at human actions, not to weep at them, nor to hate them, but to understand them.
This is Isaac Newton. He was a lunatic. He had mercury in his hair. He was studying the Temple of Solomon.
So he had mercury poisoning?
Mercury poisoning. And this is Newtonian physics. Look at Tesla. He's like on a date thinking about Faust, seeing a vision of like alternating current engine. These are the people who warped society permanently. There was nothing tame, domesticated, or normal about them. So it's just weird that this thing has emerged. Science is somehow like filled with just very normal, completely professional people when the history of it seems to be littered with maniacs.
The most terrifying thing I've learned about human development is that belief has more impact on learning speed than any other factor. The more someone believes in what they're learning, the faster they learn. This is why cults rise so quickly, and you learn fast when you know you're learning from an expert. But no one is 100% right, so when a group of people never question what they're doing, they eventually make a mistake with complete faith that they're right and everything blows up. This is why cults fall so quickly. And if you trust the wrong expert, you can make even bigger mistakes than if you were on your own. The solution is to combine belief and critical thought. Question everything, then take action with total commitment, then do it again. A critical mind is intelligent and slow. A faithful one is stupid and fast. But a mind that thinks critically while planning and keeps the faith while taking action develops wisdom and endurance.
You understand? You're too loud. You're making too much noise. Look at me. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. I told you that.
Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster.